we're going to do this, but we're going to do it our way.
Jace, and then...
All right, hold on. Do you...
Jace it up for a few minutes.
All right, so be dumb. Got it. All right.
Why would anyone
You're
want
getting trouble one way or the other. So how much do you want is the question.
half of it, the least amount. You want the least amount.
All right. Is this what you want me to See, I was like, is this the part where I say thank you?
I have nothing negative to say about it other than
Nothing?
logic.
Nothing? Really?
Other
Nothing?
than a lot of things that I'm about to say.
Sitting in a winter sleigh,
No.
eyeing reindeer to pull me around the world. Oh, Santa Claus! And then I'll say
See if we
goodnight.
get it right. We will not get it right.
We will not get it right.
All right, I like it.
This is X Radio X.
Well, Matt, I hit record, I think I did, for the first time in 2 months. And it's
And you
now
did.
time to do X Radio X.
And you did that Wayne's World thing. And of course, I've seen it so many times, and it still made me laugh. You did the in 3.
I don't even realize I do it anymore. It's just part of. It's part of my life now, and what I do for a career outside.
Oh,
of
that's true.
this.
Gosh, it's probably not funny at all for you. You do it.
Oh,
all
it's
the time.
funny every time. Okay, come on. So my real job that pays me real money, I do video production and webcasting and things like that.
Yeah.
So my day-to-day life in a studio is just like the Wayne's World thing, where it's like 5, 4, 3. And,
Such
or
a juvenile because I still
yeah, or it's Anchorman quotes, 8 hours a day.
Well, it's good to
I'm
be
Ron
back.
Burgundy.
We were just talking about, before we started recording, we were just talking about that it's been pretty much 2 months exactly since we published the last episode, which was
2 whole
really
months.
fun, by the way. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from it. So if you haven't listened to the last one, what have you been doing for the last 2 months? Come
no kidding.
on.
You had 2 months. Then if you haven't listened to it yet,
We
shame
int-
on you.
Exactly. We intentionally gave you this time to let it soak in. Listen to it a few times, maybe, because I know the first time you probably listened to it in 1.5 times speed, and you didn't really get the feel for the songs that you were playing and things like that. And so then the second time you would listen in regular, you'd really sit down, you'd maybe light a fire in the fireplace, get a little glass of wine or something, and you'd really listen to it again in regular speed. And then you would get all the nuance and the guitar strings scratching and everything, and you would get just a completely different experience from it.
So hold on a second. Glass
Yeah.
of wine, fireplace.
Yeah.
I think you have an interesting idea of who actually listens to this. Suburban housewives, maybe, who's just had a really rough day, and it's time for a nice rosé. And I'm going to kick back and listen to Matt and Jace.
Exactly.
And this is what relaxes me, because it makes me realize my regular life is so much better.
I hope they talk about bed talk.
I hope they
Hashtag bed
talk bed talk. Yes. Hashtag bed talk. People actually voted that they wanted to hear for bed talk.
Yeah. So we'll have to give the people what they want, definitely.
Yes.
But first we have to do a disclaimer. So I can do a disclaimer really quick before we move on. I just would like to say that sometimes we run, sometimes we hide, sometimes we're scared of you, and all we really want is to hold you tight, treat you right, be with you day and night, and sometimes we say bad words.
So what was that disclaimer that we're...
It's Britney Spears, man.
I'm
Britney,
not
bitch.
sure. I'm glad you snuck in at the end that we might swear, because I'm really not sure what the rest of it we're disclaimering yet.
Yeah.
I do like the Britney Spears lyrics. That's very nice to bring her
It's
in.
emotional.
Yes, it is.
So
emotional.
anyway, now
So
we can move on.
speaking of that, a couple weeks ago, I sent you that, and I asked you, is this a cover? It was Britney Spears mixed with who did the song Pony?
Genuine.
Genuine.
Yep. And it is,
Not a cover.
It's not a cover, no, because they didn't redo it. I think a cover has to be performed separate from the artist's original, and that was just a really cool blending. If you haven't checked out, yeah, it was a cool mashup, like better than anything you would see on Glee. And it was Genuine's Pony and Britney Spears' Toxic blended together, really cool. So if you like those types of things, definitely folks, search the web for it.
The kicker was after I texted and had said, "Hey, have you heard this? Is this a cover?" He's like, "No, it's not a cover. I'm glad you consulted a professional."
You came to the right place, my friend.
He's not lacking in self-esteem, everybody.
So what have you been up to?
He knows his strong points and he holds on to it.
That's right.
What have I been up to? Well, let's see. Since last we spoke, and literally that was the last time we spoke in live, real person speaking, not just ones and zeros over the internet.
Right.
I have worked. We went through an entire track season for 2 of my kids.
Fantastic.
I went to Las Vegas.
Yes, that's true.
No,
my old stomping grounds.
I did not do hookers and blow, in case you were wondering.
Thank goodness. It would be awkward if you did.
As a man of a certain age, both of those things would probably put me in a grave.
One way or another, yes.
One way or another. I can hear it now. My daughter's going to listen to this and go, "Dad, why?" And I'll be like, "Don't, no. Ask Matt."
Over that. Yeah.
And let's see. Here's the cool thing. While in Vegas, I was at NAB, National Association of Broadcasters.
Mm-hmm.
It was a work trip. I got to go for work, which is always fun because I get to drink on somebody else's dime. Good time. So a couple things happened while I was there. One, this new microphone that I'm using came from the fine people at Electro Voice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I've always wanted an RE20, which is pretty much outside of a Shure SM7B. The RE20 and that other microphone are the broadcast standards for if you're in an FM radio booth somewhere or an AM radio booth anywhere.
Okay.
The RE20, and this is the one I've always liked. This is the one that I would say a good 90% of the stations I've worked at have used this microphone, and it's always been my favorite.
Oh.
I haven't tuned it correctly yet, but I do love, this is the mic that I've always wanted. I loved my Neat Worker B. It's great.
Right.
And I will still use it from time to time. Matter of fact, my son, who's, well, we're not using video, but as you can see, his rig is right behind me. He says, "So, Dad, what you doing with that Worker Bee microphone?"
Oh.
I said, "Using it as my backup. I bought you a nice microphone. You don't need this one."
That's right.
So I'd like to thank the good folks at Electro Voice for giving me this nice microphone.
Fantastic. It sounds good.
And
sounds good.
And you're probably wondering why did they give it to you, Jace? Why did they just like, "You look like a nice young man. Here you go. Have a microphone."
I'm sure they didn't just have a big basket full of microphones and pens.
There's probably a couple. They did have a big basket of pens, and amazingly enough, I didn't take one. I probably felt bad with the microphone. I was like, I don't need a pen too. A little much. So while I was at the booth, I was speaking with one of the representatives whose name escapes me, but she was very nice and let me try out all the mics they had at their booth.
I'm going to call her Sharon.
Sharon Microphones. I think that was her name. So she was asking what I do, and I was doing the radio guy air check with all the microphones. I'm like 75 degrees and sunny at 12:05 here on your news station. I was going through the whole spiel on each one of them, listening to the difference. Yeah. And kind of went through my career with them because there wasn't a lot of people around at the time. So they were very chatty with me. And I said, and I told them I did a podcast, like me and probably every other person there does a podcast.
In that room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she was asking what mic I used. And I told them I was using a Neat Worker B. And sorry, Neat, but she was like, never heard of them.
Really?
And I explained that it was some engineers from the company Blue Microphones split off, did Neat. Neat has now been purchased by Turtle Beach, which is a big gaming company. And I said, but what I've always really wanted is I want an RE20. I said, but I really couldn't afford one when I was putting this whole thing together because, we're paying to do this. We're not getting paid to do this. And, so I gave her a little bit of, boo-hoo, Jace.
Yeah.
And then went on my merry way. And as my boss and I are walking away, he's like, "Hey, Jace, that lady's trying to get your attention." So I turn around and I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Hold on a second." So she goes inside the like the display.
Yeah.
The way these displays are set up, there's usually an inside so they can get away from talking to people like me.
Of course.
And she comes out with a box and she handed it to me.
No
And
way.
it's an RE20. And I looked at her and I said, "What's this for?" She says, "It's for you.
What?
It's on us." She's like, "Just mention us when you do your next podcast. It's on us."
Wow.
And I looked at her and I says, "Are you kidding?" She says, "No, for real. It's yours. I hope you enjoy it. And it's from your friends at EV." And I was just, and this takes a lot from me because I pretty much talk for a living.
Yeah.
I was speechless. All I could say was thank you.
That's incredible.
I didn't believe her so much. I walked around the booth to the other side and I looked at her and I says, "Are you for sure that you're giving cameras this to me?" I'm like thinking I'm getting punked or something. I'm like, why would she give this to me? I'm not anybody in particularly special outside of my own world.
Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you, Electro Voice.
Amazing.
Thank you, the folks at EV. And it was, I'm using it now and I appreciate it very much. So that's the story of how I got this microphone.
That is amazing. And it tells me that I need to go to more conventions.
You need to give more major microphone companies a sob story.
Talk to everybody.
I learned some other things about podcasting while I was there too, but I don't know if people want to get into the minutia of podcasting regulations and things like that, which I'm not going to pay attention to any of them. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, seriously. Do we need to worry about regulations?
No, I was talking to some folks who are another podcast provider similar to Zencaster and Buzzsprout, who we use. And they were explaining to me the ins and outs of using music on your podcast.
Ah, okay.
Yes. And basically the rule is don't.
Yeah, right. I think we knew that.
You shouldn't because of copyright and things like that. And I said, well, what if I reached out? It's a band. They're not on a label. They're unsigned.
Mm-hmm.
They own their own copyright.
Yeah.
And I have it in writing from them to use.
Yeah.
Like, you're cool. You can use this.
Good.
He said to me, he gave me these magic words that I'm supposed to say, that this music, I'm supposed to put it in the description that music is, it was so important. I can't remember it. I'll have to go find it. Seriously, I can't remember. But he says, you need to say this because then YouTube. And I was like, I don't use YouTube. He's like, well, then Apple, because you got to get it by Apple. That's the group that is the most, they're the most stringent on it.
Something to do with it was used explicitly for this broadcast and no other reproductions or something.
Yeah, it was like copyright ownership, given permission, music for podcasts, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah.
I listen to podcasts that have used music, and I've always wondered if they somehow are paying for the licensing or if they are just hoping nobody notices.
Dude, if they're paying for it, they got money.
It's expensive, right?
Licensing is not cheap.
No, exactly. We can start a GoFundMe.
Here's our $5 enjoy.
For music licensing. $5 at a time. Eventually we'll get there.
And then, so post NAB, I come home.
Yep.
And I'm coming home to, my family and everything.
Yep.
And I get home and, coming from Las Vegas back to mid-Michigan. So you go from that dry desert air back to mid-Michigan air, which is generally a little more humid.
Right.
So I kind of had a weird scratchy throat and stuff.
Mm.
And I'm like, it's just from coming from Vegas back to Michigan.
Desert dust.
Big deal. Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Drinking, having a couple drunk cigarettes.
Yes.
Because drunk cigarettes don't count.
No. Cigarettes don't drink and drive, by the way.
Yes. And so it goes on, and I take my son out shopping, buy him a suit. He's got prom coming up.
Oh, yeah.
One of my daughters is about to graduate from university.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm starting to feel a little bit weird.
Yeah.
A little bit. My throat's a little scratchy. Kind of got a cough starting up.
Okay.
So I wake up that following Sunday morning, and I feel like hammered shit.
Oh, no.
Like just bad.
No.
And, Oh, I feel terrible, man. These allergies are really kicking my ass.
Of course, that's what it is.
Completely in denial.
Yeah.
Amy's like, you might want to take a COVID test. I'm like, I don't have COVID. I just have allergies. I came back from Vegas. It's the dust.
Yeah.
Dude, I took the COVID test.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even fully, like, there's like you stick the thing up your nose and then you put it in the liquid and then you put the drops in and the liquid goes across the reader strip.
Yep.
And like usually the control line comes up. And then the other line, which is you do or do not have COVID, will
take 20 minutes. Right.
Slowly brighten up if you do. My COVID line was brightened up before the control line did. I was loaded with it.
You're more COVID than man.
Yes. He's more COVID than man, folks. And it was like, it didn't even take Amy 3 minutes. Yeah. She had her stuff and was out the door. I didn't see her for a week.
That's amazing.
I mean, she was in the house.
Yeah.
But so I was for like first day and a half, I was sick. Oh, I felt terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was bored. It was literally like seasonal allergies after that. And I still kind of have that scratchy cough, but it's gotten a lot better.
It lingers for a long time.
It does. And then, so I got COVID.
Yep.
It's 2 days later, my middle son tests positive for COVID.
Dang it.
So next weekend comes. My oldest son goes to prom. My daughter graduates university. We get into the next week. I'm feeling better. I'm out of quarantine. My middle son's out of quarantine. And my son, my oldest, goes to his track meet. He's like, Dad, I don't feel good.
Uh-oh.
Bring me cold medicine. Now, he's had like a snotty nose for 2 weeks before this even happened.
And you're thinking maybe the dust you brought from Las Vegas.
The dust I brought from Vegas kind of infected him. You know, he had a just like it got my other son, the dust from Vegas.
Yep.
And so he comes home from his track meet and boom, test positive.
Oh,
somehow, everybody else in the house dodged the bullet. Don't know how it happened. I mean, literally, Amy sleeps right next to me.
Right.
She has dodged the bullet.
I think
my daughter
it's that
had
bad.
it in February. Yeah, well, dude, it's huge. It's like
she was at a different
zip code.
angle than you, so
Yes.
you weren't actually sleeping next to each other because one of you was more elevated than the other.
That's exactly what bed talk's going to be about. Is how my bed can keep you from getting can keep you from getting COVID.
You're going to get a free bed.
Yeah.
If we mention the name of the mattress and say that it prevents COVID, I think they would send you a free bed.
Dude, I got a mic just for telling Evie that I was on
It's
a
fantastic.
podcast. So maybe if I just tell people this bed will keep you from getting COVID, because apparently you don't have to tell the truth anymore.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what's been going on for my past couple months. Has been kids.
It's a long recovery.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. It lingers.
And rumor has it yours is not all that dissimilar from mine.
No, it's almost the same. I am still thinking maybe some of that Las Vegas dust that you brought in with you went through your phone via text.
It to you
because we did text quite a bit during that time, and I'm pretty sure that I got COVID because you texted COVID to me. So not only has it mutated into different evolutions, it's also now in the matrix, and
it's digital.
It's digital. It's gone digital. So now it's not about being 5 feet away from somebody. It's about you have to be under the same satellite, because when the thing goes up into space and then it sends the ones and zeros back to your phone, it could give you COVID.
Folks, you heard it here. You heard it here. COVID is the ghost in the machine.
It's just science. Really. It's just science.
Follow the science. That's what COVID is. So when you got your injection, when they put the nanobots in you, and then you turned your 5G on. Now, if I text you the word COVID, whammy.
I now have a target in my pocket, basically, that says there's one. Let's get
all the microbes know who to chase now. They can get you by your IP address.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the weird thing is, like, we're all vaccinated and boosted and stuff like that, but except for Simon, who's 4. Well, now he's 5, but he couldn't get vaccinated because he's too young. But
I heard it's because he didn't believe in it, but you can say what you want.
Well, here's I'll get to that. So so me and Mindy and Jose, we all got or me and Mindy and Simon, we all got COVID. And it kind of hit me the worst. Mindy's got asthma, so like she was better, but if she started coughing, then that was really scary because, you know, when you have an asthmatic that's coughing, then it's never fun. And Simon basically just had like super sniffles. Like he's 4. I mean, I think his immune system's pretty awesome. So Jose didn't get it at all. And he was literally running around the house saying, "I'm the last man standing." Like he thought it was the coolest thing ever. And he would tell everyone, "Oh yeah, they've all got COVID. I don't have it. I didn't get it." And he was fine. Like he had no symptoms. He tested negative. He was fine. And it's amazing because like he basically lives glued to his brother. And so it's just kind of weird how all those things, you know, like some people will be more susceptible or whatever, but I think, I don't know, it's just kind of a strange like phenomenon that some people can be vaccinated and still get it. And I think it's because it's mutating and things like that. But I have a theory, because I want to be non-political. I have a theory about COVID that I'm going to talk about in a non-political way. Okay?
All right. As long as it's completely based in science.
It's 100% science.
Did you follow the science?
I followed it
all right
down the rabbit hole. Yeah. So okay. So instead of let's imagine COVID as okay, how can we put this in a way that's music related? Let's say COVID is the Insane Clown Posse. All right.
COVID would be the Insane Clown Posse.
So COVID is the Insane Clown Posse, and all the people infected are juggalos. So
far it's works for me.
As ICP puts out music, people become juggalos. They listen to it, something in it sticks to them, and they're like, "I'm a fan." They start painting their faces.
They're all going chicken hunting.
Exactly. They start going chicken hunting. So, and then they're like, "Who's going chicken hunting?" "We's going chicken hunting." And the next thing you know, more people's going chicken hunting. So you're with me. You get it.
I'm there.
So now we all's going chicken hunting. But what'll happen is that group of juggalos, as they spread, as ICP puts out different music, some people are not fans. They're like, I like Elvis Presley exclusively. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. So they're Elvis boosted. And so they are just flat out rejecting the juggalos when they come by. They're like, "Nah, whatever." But then this is what happens. Since ICP wasn't stamped out immediately, they have time to make more music, and they put out a power ballad. And now people are like, well, I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't prepared for a power ballad. I'm kind of, and then boom, they're a juggalo. They didn't have the right musical antibodies to be prepared for that change, the mutation of ICP into a power ballad or a country western song or whatever it may be. And then bam, now, even though they're an Elvis fan, now they're into the Insane Clown Posse. That's how it spreads. You could be a juggalo.
How the CDC hasn't called you yet is beyond me. The NIH, even the Q followers should be down with this. I mean, that crosses borders. This is multi-political, multi-musical.
Right. Say ICP puts out like a polka. People are going to be like, no. And then that polka just dies. It just dies. And then the power ballad that they put out learns to put out another power ballad. And then they've got more juggalos who are just singing and lighting their lighters to the power ballads and the concerts and the festivals. And they don't need that polka anymore. They've moved on to a stronger, more powerful art form that more people will catch on to.
Did you just solve the riddle box? I think you did. You might be, I know you go by Matt, but you might just be the great Malenko. That's right, folks. Who's going chicken hunting? We's going
chicken
hunting.
hunting. But chicken hunting wasn't fun. I didn't like it. It was kind of like a week-long head cold, and
all of these things fit, no matter how you want to explain this.
Right. I'm still talking about Insane Clown Posse.
You're still COVID?
No.
Clown Posse?
No.
It's all the same.
Yeah. Just talking about music here. So but we were okay. I mean, it wasn't fun, but I think that had I not been an Elvis fan previously, it would have been a lot worse. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Being an Elvis fan saved you.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if everybody else gets the even deeper meaning here. Elvis, ICP, the music they play, where it came from, the evolution of it all.
Yeah.
You went deep, my friend. You went
I'm like
deep.
an onion. I've got levels. Layers. I've got layers.
You got levels. You're like Donkey Kong.
That's true. I have levels amongst my layers. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
You're
yeah,
like catching smoke, my friend. Like catching smoke.
So we both got the COVID, and now we're both in the recovery. But you're right; it's got like a really long, lingering factor that it's annoying, especially for someone who likes to talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
To anyone who will listen, it's really
even the ones who won't.
Even the ones who won't listen. And I was telling somebody at work the other day that one way I know for sure that I'm still not completely out of the symptoms, at least. I can't sing along to the radio anymore. There are certain songs that you really get that you just can't hold. Like I was listening to there's a station that I really like here. It was playing Hunger Strike by Temple of the Dog. And you know how they both Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell have points in that song where they have to sustain a really long note. And Cornell goes high, Vedder goes low. I couldn't hit either one for the length of time. And normally in the car, I mean, I'm not a good singer, but I can at least play along. I couldn't do it. And so that's when I realized, okay, I'm not 100% yet. I'm like 80% maybe. But that's a good test. If you can rock out at the level that you rocked out before, then you know you're back to it.
So I can't sing anyways, so that's a bad one for me to
I'm not saying your singing ability. I'm saying so like I can make air come out of my throat that has sound to it. That sounds not dissimilar to what Eddie Vedder would do in Hunger Strike.
It's the same words. That's what
I still would not do it in karaoke. I'm not saying that you would mistake the two of us in any shape or form, but I'm just saying I could hold the note that long, and right now I can't.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So we're not out of the woods yet, but we're getting there, which is good. And it's been really there's just been a lot of life getting in the way. So like my son was in a play for a long time, which is his very first play. And he was the lead and he did a great job and it was fantastic. But our lives were adjusted. If you have kids that are in theater or in sports, probably is the same.
Yeah, pretty much. You can just say extracurricular activities at this point.
Your life is consumed by it. And it's every non-working or sleeping moment. There's something that you have to do. I got involved in the play to help with the audio aspect of it.
I was zero help at all to you. I know you asked me all of these questions and I'm like,
I know.
Well, let me professionally figure out how to tell you I have no idea.
Yeah. So they were getting, ordering new equipment and stuff, and their sound systems is great. It's doing much better. And so we got a bunch of wireless mics and we got a little device for, sort of like an instant replay machine for sound effects. And I thought that I was just going to basically just record a bunch of sound effects, send them to somebody and say, off you go, have fun. And I ended up being there and teaching these kids how to do the audio and how to play the sound effects and wait for cues in the script and levels on the microphones. And there was 12 different wireless mics that they had to control separately on a board. So it was pretty complicated. And those kids did a great job, but it was a lot more involved. So that was probably the reason that I couldn't do a podcast for at least a month of that 2-month stretch. And then both of us were sick. And so now we're back in it.
So did you use VB audio software out of curiosity?
I used gosh, I wish.
Because they have banana, potato, and no, I'm not lying.
Then no.
Okay. It's really good stuff. It just
I would
has
have
crazy
recognized
names.
banana or potato. There was the device we used it's just like a 12 button hotkey pad basically, and you can assign up to 4 different, I think, banks to the 12. So that would be like 48 different. I don't know math.
Oh, I think
anyway.
I know what you used. It's do you use the Stream Deck?
It's similar to that.
It's similar to the Stream Deck.
Yeah, it's mostly for like mixing music on the fly. Actually, like DJs would use it because what I unfortunately learned. This is kind of funny. So what I unfortunately learned as we were teaching these kids, and I had the device for maybe a day before I started teaching kids how to use it. We had a bunch of music and sound effects, and as we were playing them for the play, it sounded like they were getting sped up, and I couldn't figure out why, because I don't know how it works, and I certainly wouldn't push a button that would say speed this up or whatever. So I was like, one of these kids maybe hit a button. I don't know what's going on. And people kept telling me, it sounds too fast. It sounds too fast. It's getting chopped up. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't make this thing. I don't know what it does.
Literally, you're not paying me to do this. I will figure it out when I get a chance.
I have no idea. So then I found out by digging into their website that because it is basically made for mixing music, the default is any button you push, the next button you push is going to try to beat match the previous button. Right? Isn't that cool and awful at the same time?
That's something you should have told me when we started.
Totally. So like the first thing that we push is like a tick-tocking clock sound. And so then every sound effect we had after that was trying to match the beat of that tick-tocking clock. So if it was a slow song, it was sped up. And if it was a fast, it was ridiculous. And there was no indicator on the screen that it was doing this. I had to dig into the training manuals, and finally I found, well, this is the default setting so that it takes your samples and mixes them so that it's always the same beat. And I thought, well, that's great if I was doing something completely different. So yeah, it was a learning curve for everybody, but they did a great job. I mean, these kids are like, some of them are in like 3rd grade and they're running a 20 bank mixer. And I mean, it was pretty cool. So,
you know how you should have sold that to the parents? Or like, this doesn't sound right. It's going fast. It's getting cut out. I promise to have you out of here in 45 minutes.
I'm taking a 2-hour play and making it under 50 minutes long.
Yeah, just don't say anything. But you're going to get to see the game tonight, okay? You can thank me later. That's what we're doing. But don't tell anybody. Don't tell Marge. She'll get pissed. She doesn't understand things like this because she had a bad sports thing growing up, but I will have you home to see that game.
No
Just give me the fast song first, right? We'll be out of here.
That's true. I would have been a hero. No, but it was good. I mean, every kid did a great job. It was cool. But I felt for
cats?
you.
Were they doing cats?
They were doing.
What were they doing? Book of Mormon? I would love to see 3rd graders doing a Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
Wicked?
They were doing Wicked. No, it was the Phantom Toll Booth. Are you familiar with that at all? I feel like it was a generation.
Not at all. Have no idea what it is.
No, when I was a kid, I had to read it, and it was a cute book. And
better or worse than the Phantom Menace?
Better. In some ways.
Actually, I'm glad for them that it's better.
Yeah, it was better.
That wasn't even a joke. I was really hoping.
So yeah, they did great, and that is over. And so we're all excited for next year because they all want to do it again. And so, so that's been my life in slight isolation for the last couple months, but it's really exciting to finally be back. And what's funny, and I was just thinking this to myself, you and I do a great job of, in a short amount of time, coming up with really good material. But when we have 2 months to come up with something,
nothing.
We could have had like 5 shows banked and ready. Nope. We didn't even know going into this when we started. We were like, no, I don't.
I
have
had
any, no.
I had an idea when I texted you earlier today. I had an idea. I said, let's do this. We're going to do 2 truths and a lie, but we'll do it musically. Not like we're going to play music or anything. I'm learning more songs.
That's
so
a
we
good
can do
idea,
that later. But we're going to do 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah.
And as I told you before we hit record, is all I could find was truths.
I know. I'm not a good liar.
I suppose I was, the idea of 2 truths and a lie is I find all the truths and then I just make up the lie.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's something we could do. I just would need preparation because, like I said, I can't lie on the fly. I have to really write it down and hammer it out. So we'll do that on a different episode. But I do have a slightly interesting David Bryan story.
And I have a slightly interesting Kiss quote. So you go with your David Bryan story, and I'll do this Kiss quote. And I bet you mine. Well, I don't know. I have no idea what you're going to do. So I don't want to make any. I don't want to go in with any expectations. So let's hear this.
So Justin Hawkins rides again. You turned me on to that.
I love Justin Hawkins rides again. He is fantastic.
Yeah. So I was watching a relatively recent episode of that, and he was talking about John Bon Jovi.
Oh, is it the one about what's up with his voice?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, first off, I think that can happen. I mean, what the heck? There are people who I'm amazed that they actually can hit the same notes that they used to 20, 30, 40 years ago. It seems impossible.
Lots of those older groups have to retune how they do the songs so the singers can hit it. It's just part of aging. No matter what you do, it's just part of aging.
I don't necessarily think that there's anything going on with John Bon Jovi.
Think of it this way, folks. You go to the gym, and when you're in your 20s, you can like bench. You can do like 3 45s on each side. 3 45-pounders, and they're true 45-pound weights on each side. So you got what? Let's see, 45 and 45. 90. That's 90, and that's another. That's like 135 on each side.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when you're in your 40s, when you have 3 of those plates on each side, they say 45, but they're only 35 apiece.
Ah. Okay.
At least that's what I heard.
Okay. All right. So yes, it's similar to that, but he was talking about the fact that he has changed the pitch or what did you say it was called?
They probably downtuned it.
Yeah, downtuned. There you go. He has downtuned some of the songs so they don't sound the same as the recording, which is fine. And that he doesn't always hold the notes, the long notes. He takes it down an octave sometimes when he has a high note. Which I think that he's entitled to do as the artist. I think that you probably could argue that he's sang that same song 7 million times. So if he wants to change it up, then fine. As long as he's bringing it for the crowd, as long as he's putting out his best. But Justin Hawkins was saying that there's something going on. He feels like he's either really exhausted or he says he doesn't think it's like a vocal... What do you call it? Polyp or something?
Yeah, polyps.
He doesn't think it's something like that cords. Because it's not uncontrolled. It's just he can't sustain those notes and he's off pitch. It's a pitch thing versus can't hold a high note or whatever. So then he said something I found very interesting, that he said that in several of the concerts that he watched in doing quote unquote research for this particular episode where he was talking about Bon Jovi, he said that he felt like they were leaving all the vocal challenges to the keyboard player.
Say that again?
He said, Justin Hawkins said, he felt that they, meaning Bon Jovi or what's left of them, were giving all the vocal challenges, the parts of the songs that are maybe harder, to the keyboard player, which is, as we all know,
the illustrious
David Bryan, the illustrious golden locks of David Bryan.
Yes.
So I want to know if that's true, because I kind of feel like they should change the name of the band to Bryan, right? I mean, it seems fair. If he's carrying all the weight,
that'll never happen.
No. I mean,
because
it's David Bryan and Tico and John now, right? Because
I think those are the only original members left.
I think that kind of and again, I don't want to rehash what Justin Hawkins said, but I feel like there is something to when, when
I feel like this is a musical stuff they don't want you to know.
It might be when, because John Bon Jovi and what's the other guy's name? I'm drawing a blank now. The guy that left.
Richie Sambora.
Thank you, Richie Sambora. So when they performed together, they always almost like a Simon and Garfunkel harmonization. Like they would take other notes and harmonize with each other, and they were both pretty much singing in most of the songs. I would say that both of them sang, at least in the choruses, if not in part of the verses. But I'm wondering if him being gone is putting a lot more stress on John Bon Jovi to carry the singing. What do you think? I mean, it's a relatively recent development, but it could be a bunch of things. It could be his age. It could be that he is just tired. I mean, they do tour a lot. I mean, I don't know.
He is a man of a certain age now.
He is. Yeah. Yeah. But good on you for David Bryan carrying the band now. So I really kind of now want to go see Bon Jovi perform.
A lot of times if you watch a band up there, the guy or gal who plays keys is usually, not all the time, but usually the most musically talented person in the group.
Yeah.
There's just something about learning how to play the piano and keyboards, like learning it properly, not the way I learned how to play guitar by, just following tabs and things like that.
Sure.
But when you learn to properly play the piano and everything, it kind of translates into a lot of the other stuff. And a lot of people learn to sing when they learn to play the piano. They may not sing well, but they understand singing and what to do and how to play and how to harmonize and do all of those things.
I could see
so
that.
It would not surprise me if David Bryan was picking up those parts. Not saying that John can't do it, but when you're doing it night after night after night after night, it's almost like having a live. Well, hold on. A lot of backup singers are live. It's almost like having a live backup singer.
Yeah.
Instead of never heard of those before.
Yeah.
Instead of a Milli Vanilli in it.
Okay. So then that begs the question, if John Bon Jovi is capable of still hitting some of those notes and staying on pitch or in tune or whatever it is, what shows does he choose to do it with? And what shows does he choose to not do it and give it to David Bryan? If you were John Bon Jovi, what would you do?
Probably like when he's in South Dakota, he's like, DB, it's all you, man. Or if he's in, let me think of another place that he would probably not care about, like Alberta.
Yeah.
We got the big show in Alberta coming up.
True.
David, you're going to have to be the runaway.
And do you think that in those shows, they move the keyboard a little bit more towards the front of the stage?
No.
Because normally he's like facing sideways and kind of not front and center. But I wonder if the ones where he's carrying it, he's like, all right, put me 10 feet closer. I'll do it.
No, I don't think so at all. Nope.
Come on.
You leave the stage set up the way it is. You don't want to throw a monkey wrench in this.
All right.
Especially when,
If I was Tony Award winning David Bryan, I would be like, well, what's in it for me?
Chicago,
you giving me a
singing
Tony?
It all. He's singing them all. LA, singing out all of it.
Yeah.
Dallas, true. Houston, Miami, DC, Sayreville, New Jersey. He's singing all of it. New York, probably David Bryan. Boston, probably David Bryan. Because he's just like, whatever. Detroit, it's coin flip.
Come on.
Who knows?
Detroit?
It is the Rock City. So,
Rock City.
Cleveland rocks. So, therefore, John is singing it himself.
Are they
all those other places? No.
I think they're contractually obligated because they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think they have to give it when they're in Cleveland.
Yes.
I think there are rules.
Are they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Didn't we discuss this?
I don't know. I'll have to go back and listen to our many David Bryan and Bon Jovi discussions we've had. More than I ever thought we'd have. More than anybody probably thought we'd ever have. But here we are, 28 episodes in, still talking about David Bryan.
So that's fine.
He should be writing us a check.
Yeah, for sure. He should be sending you a bed.
We should be his hype men.
That's a nice bed you got there. Yeah, David Bryan gave it to me.
Actually, David Bryan bought the bed that I bought. because he heard you don't catch COVID from your partner if you're sleeping in this bed.
Exactly. He was a little nervous, and he thought,
Has
I
something
need
to
to
do
look
with
into.
when one side is up versus the other side is not up as high, and you like breathe over them but not into them.
Yeah, because COVID molecules are lighter.
Yes,
they float over you.
They float over. And actually, if you have a well-trained dog like mine, and he understands that you have COVID, and he sees you about to breathe into your partner's face, he steps on the remote so your head goes up higher.
That's a good dog.
Yeah, he's like he's a true hero. He's a Superman.
Oh man,
he got his haircut today, and boy, he was not happy. Not
really?
happy. Oh yeah, I came home. This is why people tune in. They don't want to hear us talk about college radio or music. They want to know what stupid shit's happening in my driveway. And guess what? I'm about to deliver.
Perfect.
So I pull in, me, the boys, because we got our haircut today. Mm-hmm. And then my daughter, I had to pick her up. She slept over at a friend's last night. You know, that type of fun stuff. So we pull in the driveway, and there is Amy and Kylie with Chester in a headlock.
Oh, jeez.
On the front porch, because he loves to get his hair cut. When I say loves, he fucking hates it.
Okay, got it. That makes sense.
So they have him in a headlock, and they got the dog clippers out, and they did a good job, but he was not happy. Not happy at all.
So all the men in your family have to get haircuts on the same day? Is that including the dog?
I didn't even think of that until you just said that right now. Yes, all the men in this family got their haircut on the same day.
That's interesting.
From the little white poofy one to the tall one to the old gray-haired one.
Yeah.
Henry, he's not happy though. No. Henry had like hair like, have you ever seen the MC5?
Sure, yeah.
And is Rob Tyner, and he had like the white dude afro.
Yes.
Like Henry was borderline white dude afro.
Wow.
Really curly. I mean, actually, I was a little jealous. His hair looked pretty cool.
It's got to be hot for the summer, though.
Yeah, he's a runner too. So he's like, I need to get it cut a little bit.
Yeah.
So we went in to get it cut, and now he looks like Noel Gallagher from Oasis. He's like, this is not what I wanted, Dad.
Well,
not what I wanted. Back. That's what I said. It'll grow back. He said, how fast? I says, Dad, I can't help. A month, 2, 3 months, I don't know, but it'll grow back, buddy, and you'll have that cool fro going on again.
Yeah, he'll fro back out by November, probably.
Yep. So all the guys in this household got their haircut today. Didn't even see that coming, but yes, we did.
That's fantastic.
Did you get your haircut today? Doesn't look like it.
No, I got it like a week or so ago. I needed it.
Does anybody care that we got our haircuts? No, not really.
No. So as far as new music goes, though, I do want to talk about an album that I had mentioned to you. It is The Black Crowes.
That looks like an album cover from K-Tel at Kmart in 1983.
So it's 1972, and they recorded a bunch of songs from 1972.
I can see the commercial now. On K-Tel Records, the Black Crowes do songs from 1972. All your favorite hits like
Rocks Off, The Slider,
Rocks Off,
You Wear It Well, Easy to Slip, Moon Age Daydream, and Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Ooh, that's a good song.
Yeah.
Do they do it justice?
They did. Yeah. I mean, they did their style. So it was, the thing I liked about it is that they didn't try to reproduce exactly.
That's one of my favorite Temptation songs.
Me too. And they so you know how the original really builds up the tension in the beginning, like for the longest time you think the song's going to start, but they're like, no, we're not ready.
They have like strings, they have offbeat clapping. Boom, boom. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
It sounds like a 70s cop movie starting.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes for a long time. I've never bothered to see how long, but it feels like 48 minutes of just boom, boom. And you're thinking, is it going to start next? I'm ready to sing the lyrics. And then it's like, nope, boom, boom. And then it keeps going. And I love that about that song. It really builds and builds and builds. And then like, there's a little bit of horns that come in. And then, like you said, the strings come in. And then finally, when you least expect it, the first verse starts. And it's a fantastic song. Probably one of my favorite Temptation songs too. They don't do that with their cover, but they still do a really good job. It's a Black Crowes version in much the same way that Hard to Handle was a Black Crowes song, even though it was a cover.
Yeah.
It was a song that you could definitely say, well, that's their song. So they did a good job, and I liked it. I didn't love it. It's not going to be in my top 5 Black Crowes albums. I said this to, who was I talking to? I can't remember who I was talking to. I said this to somebody, and they said the Black Crowes have more than 5 albums, and they do. But it's good, and I think that if you like the Black Crowes, are you thinking?
I know 3. I probably know more, but I know 3 off the top of my head.
They have about 10 or so. I would, off the top of my head, I would say.
So they're kind of like Pearl Jam. They have a ton of albums. 3.
Yeah.
Well, you know all of them because you're a fan, but
yeah, yes, but they're similar to that. So, so it's good. And the thing that I liked about it is they did a lot of press for it. And Chris Robinson mentioned that what he enjoyed most about this process is they were recording in the same room together. And they actually like a band. And with his brother, who they notoriously hate each other. And that they actually started, he and Rich Robinson, his brother, have actually started writing original music again together as a result of doing this. So that got me really excited because the Black Crowes broke up a little while ago and they just kind of started churning out, stuff like this. And so I'm excited that there's a potential for an actual new album of new music from the Black Crowes somewhere in the next couple of years because of doing this covers album, which was good.
They're on tour this summer, I think.
Yeah, they've been doing, I don't know if this is the tour right now, but they've been doing that thing where bands do the full album.
Yeah.
And they were doing, I think, Southern Harmony and Musical Companion, which would be my favorite to see. I've seen them twice or 3 times. 3 times if you count. They did a tour with Jimmy Page. I saw that.
I've seen them 0 times. It's funny. We've talked about Bon Jovi and we've talked about the Black Crowes. Both bands I've never seen.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen often for us.
No. But the Black Crowes, if they're playing in your town, definitely go see them because who knows, they might hate each other again next week and you won't get the opportunity again. So if they are in concert near you, go see them because they're fun and volatile. They don't always like each other, so they may not be together after they play your town. In fact, they could break up in your town on stage. So it's worth checking out. So you want
to say you saw at that.
You want to say you were there. Exactly. So don't wait until the next time they come around because that's unlikely to happen. So.
It sounds like when I went and saw the Replacements, I want to say it was for my 40th birthday. When my sister bought me tickets to see the Replacements because I've always liked the Replacements, but they were kind of always broken up during my ability to go see concerts.
Right.
And they got back together. So we got tickets and we went, and 2 shows later, they called it quits. So it's a good thing we went.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, exactly like that. And Chris and Rich Robinson have this weird habit of breaking up and then doing solo or new band music that sounds just like the Black Crowes, only not as good because it's missing the element.
The other part.
The other part, yeah. And I think we actually talked about that before. But I've purchased some of those CDs and I've always it made me want to hear new Black Crowes music. So I'm just excited that 1972 is a precursor to a full album of original music. So that's something new that I've been very excited about.
I think I'd be excited to hear their version of Moon Age Daydream.
It's good. I'll legally burn you a copy of it and
legally burn me a copy and send it to me.
Yeah.
Or hear me out.
Yeah.
You could just point me to the link on the web. I bet you I could find it somewhere.
Oh, wait. You mean you can listen to music without
on the
buying
internet?
the CD?
It's interesting, Matt. The internet is on computers these days. So,
yeah.
I know.
I might have to try that. So,
don't get into it. It's a fad.
Also, I don't know exactly the context, but Sluys shared a playlist for me that he wanted us to talk about on the podcast. So do you have a second to listen to this?
It's funny that you bring up Sluys because when I was flying to Vegas and back, you know who I thought about?
Sluys? Was he your pilot?
No, I was hoping, but no. That would have been awesome. I bet you I would have got little wings
You
like the kids do.
Exactly. Okay,
Oh,
so
he would have
Sluys,
rubbed that in my face so bad. That would have been hilarious.
for people who have not listened to that episode, Sluys is a buddy of ours who was at Radio X with us when we were in college. And he sent me a playlist. He said, hey, you can talk about my retirement party playlist.
What?
So he's retiring from the military.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, he's younger than me. No way. But the military, I get that part.
Yeah. So he's retiring, and he made a playlist. I assume that he made this because it's cool and not one of his friends made it. But
if you stopped right there, that would lead. I assume he made this because it's cool, but we'll see. We'll let you be the judge of that.
So this is the music that I guess played at his retirement party, and you can just feel free to shout out. Story of My Life by Social D, good one.
Okay.
Rancid, Ruby Soho. Weezer, My Name is Jonas. So I don't think these have to do with retirement. It's not like a theme so much as this is fun music that he likes.
I love the song My Name is Jonas.
The Breeders, Cannonball.
Yep, another good one. Definitely a time and place song.
All of these are kind of a time and place. Toadies, Possum Kingdom.
Yeah.
Santa Monica by Everclear. Foo Fighters, Everlong. Wood by Alice in Chains. Love that song.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I've been listening to
Alice
a lot of
Chains
Alice
song.
in Chains recently.
You always listen.
That's true,
because you're probably doing work around the house, aren't you?
Yes. Jane's Addiction, Jane Says. Soul Coughing, Super Bonbon. Shout out to Mike Doty. Temple of the Dog, Hunger Strike. Look at that. We were just talking about that song. I cannot sing that song right now. I can't do it. Silverchair, Tomorrow. Faith No More, Epic. Another Everclear, Father of Mine. I didn't know Sluys was such an Everclear fan. Hey Man, Nice Shot by Filter, which is about that guy that shot himself on TV. Remember that?
No, I don't.
There was a guy. Oh shoot! Well, he was.
I not know this song.
I think he was a
He's
politician.
dead now, apparently.
He's dead. Yeah. I think he was a politician. He was.
Otherwise, it would have been called "Hey Man, Bad Shot."
Yeah, and he had a press conference.
That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
Too soon. And I think he shot himself during the press conference. We're gonna have to. You know what? You know who would know that? The folks over at Drunk Theory. They probably did a show about this.
Probably.
We also have Flagpole Sitta by Harvey Danger, Beastie Boys, Sabotage, Jane's Addiction, Ben Caught Stealing, Use Somebody by Kings of Leon. Now we've jumped generations. Great song.
Yeah, that was
like a 20-year jump there.
There's like years missing there. The years he was in the military.
Oh, maybe these are military related. I don't know. Heartspark Dollar Sign by Everclear. Now I've realized Sluys' favorite band is Everclear, but that's a good one. Yeah. What's Left of the Flag, Flogging Molly. Me First in the Gimme Gimmes, great band. Country Roads. Someday I Suppose, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. A Pirate Looks at 40 by Jack Johnson, Dave Matthews, and Tim Curry, I'm going to guess. Tim Meadows from Saturday Night Live. I don't know. Someone named Tim, but it gets cut off. Hound Mouth, Sedona. Are you familiar with that one?
It sounds familiar. It's probably one of those songs that if I heard it, I'd be like, "Oh, I know that one."
I don't.
The name, not Sedona, but Houndmouth sounds familiar.
I Need Never Get Old. Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats. I love that song, but that's just in the last 5 years that came out.
What one was it?
I Need Never Get Old by Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats.
Oh, I figured it'd be Give Me a Drink.
That's a good one too.
Yeah,
I really like them. They're like one of the newer sort of. I don't know if you'd call them country, but like. Country rockabilly, maybe. I don't know.
For whatever reason, they remind me of the John Spencer Blues Explosion.
Okay. Yeah,
I have no idea why, but that's the name that comes to mind when I think of them.
So that's good. That's a good one, Sluys. Peace by OAR.
Oh, now there's 2 songs on here I don't like.
We were doing so well.
So far, it's overwhelmingly great. There's just 2 songs on here.
Modest Mouse, Float On. Not the Modest Mouse I would have chosen, but it's a good song.
Trailer Trash is still my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite too.
Yeah, I want to say Shit Luck, but it's Trailer Trash.
Yeah, it's Trailer Trash. Hey Girl by OAR.
Oh, 3 songs. What's with the OAR?
I don't know. Sound of Silence by Disturbed. I like it.
That's totally a military dude song.
Yeah,
it is. I don't know what it is, but whatever that is that group.
I agree. Yeah. Don't Think Twice, It's All Right by Bob Dylan. I'm a fan of that song. That's a good one.
I like that song.
Don't Stop Me Now by the Vandals. Did they cover Queen? I don't know that one. Or is that
I'll
just
have to find that? That sounds...
The Vandals with Don't Stop Me Now. We should have just had Sluys speak for himself here rather than...
They were just having a good time, Matt.
Nelly, Ride With Me. Hey, must be the money.
Nelly. Huh.
Jace, that was a crazy game of poker by OAR. So now I'm wondering which band Sluys likes better.
Is it Everclear? Is it OAR? I really hope it's Everclear.
Me too.
Good They Rats just played around here actually in the last couple months.
Dropkick Murphys, Good Rats.
Don't know. Oh, I saw them like 2 months ago. They were fantastic.
Dropkick Murphys, Greenfields of France. I think that might be another, like, when you're in a band of brothers, so to speak, then that kind of speaks
to the Dropkick Murphys show was so good.
Yeah. Here we go. Trailer Trash, Modest Mouse. All right, Sluys, you redeemed yourself. Shitluck by Modest Mouse. Just cover your bases. Tiny Cities Made of Ashes by Modest Mouse. Miss the Boat by Modest Mouse. Cowboy Dan. Oh, that's another good Modest Mouse song.
Yeah,
so he really knew that at this point we would be questioning his Modest Mouse credibility, and he went for it.
And he went for it.
All right, good job.
Full tilt. He's like just bam, bam, bam. There it is.
Jenny Was a Friend of Mine. The Killers. Okay, I like that one. Queen and David Bowie, Under Pressure. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Yeah, this is a good playlist. So now we went with Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. So I'm wondering if that song in either form has some sort of special meaning, or if that in fact is not a cover that the Vandals did. I don't know.
Ooh, we really have to find that out. Speaking of Queen and covers, I don't know if you have this one, but you should go out and get Frank Turner covering Somebody to Love.
Oh, I'm writing it down because I don't have it.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Nice. All right, excellent. Okay, we're almost through this list, so we'll keep pressing along. Everyday People by Sly and the Family Stone. I've talked about them on the podcast before. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of Sly going into the studio and just making up words as he goes. Hard to Handle, Otis Redding. Wow, we talked about that just now. It's like he's in our brain.
It's like we've known him.
It's weird.
It's like you guys grew up around each other, maybe.
It is. It's like we were childhood friends. Wake Me Up by Avicii. All right, there we go.
I like that song. I'm with him on that one.
Okay. Traveling Man, Bob Seger. Not the Seger I would have chosen, but I respect it. Hey
Seriously?
Ma by Cameron.
Seriously? Hold on. You would pick the Pete over the Bob?
Wait a minute. No. Not the no. I would definitely pick Bob Seger over Pete Seeger.
Oh, okay.
I just meant that's not the Bob Seger song.
Oh, I was like, Matt.
I can't.
How did you grow up in
Seeger
Michigan? I can understand if you don't like Ted Nugent anymore. I get it. Kid Rock, I'm with you. I'm totally there. But Bob? You're going to pick Pete over Bob?
I love Bob Seger. But I'm gonna bet that there's another Bob Seger song down the list that'll make me say, okay, Sluys, good job. Cameron, Hey Ma, have any feelings about that song? I don't really even think I know that one.
I don't think I know that one.
All right. Chevelle, The Red.
Oh, that's my favorite Chevelle song.
Face Down, The Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
Good song.
Forgot about that song. Eric Church, Over When It's Over. It's a country thing, I'm guessing. Something from the South. What I Almost Was by Eric Church. Again, not familiar. Pat Green, Whiskey. Pat Green, We All Got Our Reasons.
Nope. If he would have went Pat Travers, I'd have been more in line.
Or Al Green.
Al Green.
Either direction. The Great Defector by Bell X1. Do you know that? I don't know that.
No.
Okay, well, I'm definitely listening to this playlist, Sluys. Thanks for sending it. The Pogues, I'm a Man You Don't Meet Every Day.
Yes, we all know the Pogues.
I like the Pogues. If I Had a Boat, Lyle Love It. Whoa, out of left field with Love It.
I can accept that.
Now, okay, all right, great. The Loadout, Jackson Browne. That's a good song. I can be cool with that. Southern Cross, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Weezer, yes. Africa. My Way by Frank Sinatra. Classic. Real Big Fish, Beer. Mm-hmm. Wet Sand by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Out of all the Chili Peppers songs,
interesting pull.
He went with Wet Sand from, I believe, Stadium Arcadium. Not my favorite Peppers song and not my favorite Peppers album, but
yeah, I'm pretty much meh on everything after Californication.
We have Jack Johnson Flake, so now I hate this list. And
You don't like Jack Johnson?
No, I don't. Not really.
Even you don't like the Curious George soundtrack?
Oh, well, of course.
I'm
not a monster.
I was like, come on.
No, I've never even heard the Curious George soundtrack.
Don't you?
Feeling Good Again, Robert Earl Keen. And the last track is a Robert Earl Keen song, The Road Goes On Forever. So this is Sluys' retirement party playlist. And Sluys, thanks for sending it for us to read. I told him earlier that we really were going into this recording with nothing. And I was like, anything you guys got? And he was like, hey, you could talk about my retirement party playlist. So that was cool. I actually think that's a pretty good. I mean, I can certainly make some edits if he wants.
There was only a handful of songs in there that I would genuinely tune out when they were playing. Pretty much everything by OAR.
Yeah. But here's the thing. He's probably genius because there are parts of a retirement party where you're actually talking with people and you don't care what music is playing.
Yeah.
And that's when the OAR comes on. You get that audio cue of hearing an OAR song. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go catch up with this dude that let me find somebody I didn't really want to talk to begin with. And this is the amount of time I have to do it in. Right.
And exactly. I hope he spaced the OAR songs out. So it's like you didn't have to do it in one fell swoop. You had moments that you wouldn't.
Exactly. Song's over. You realize, okay, now I can go do something else. I can talk to another person. Maybe I'll go dance. Now that
I've used the bathroom.
Yes. All those things. So
get smokes out of the car, something like that.
Thank you for sending it. That was super fun.
And congrats on retiring.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
He's the first of our contemporaries that I know who's retired from
Good
something.
Good for him. Keeping the world safe. So what have you been listening to? What have you been up to music wise?
Not a ton. No. Honestly, it's been mostly podcast stuff.
Podcasts. So what podcasts are in your brain these days? Over the last couple months?
My brain these days. Let me see. I have the usual that I'm always listening to. I always listen to stuff they don't want you to know.
Yep. Right.
I'm always listening to that. I'm always listening to Last Podcast on the Left.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, here's a little story about Last Podcast on the Left. Last weekend, Amy and I went to Grand Rapids because we were supposed to see Last Podcast on the Left.
Okay.
Live at 20 Monroe.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah, they do a live show. They tour because they're really funny and, they're actors, comedians, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the lead guys got COVID.
Oh, no.
So they canceled. Well, they postponed because so we were supposed to see them last weekend, which was in May, right?
Yeah.
So we got the postponed date. Take a wild guess when it is. Wild guess.
Today.
No.
You are at the concert right now.
The weekend before Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was like, man, what a but bonus. So the room was non-refundable that Amy got and everything. This was my birthday present she got me. So we just went to Grand Rapids and had a good time in Grand Rapids for a night and then came home.
Yeah, there's
we
stuff
actually
to do there.
On our way home, speaking of podcasts, we stopped in East Lansing down in Reotown. And we went to Jen Carpenter's store, Dead Time Stories. Jen Carpenter is the host of So Dead, the So Dead podcast.
Yeah.
She has Dead Time Stories bookstore, which sells all true crime, cryptid stuff. And then she has an adjoining store to it that it's not fully functional yet. It's still kind of part of Dead Time Stories, but they're two separate stores. Mm-hmm. It's called the Screamatorium, which is going to be her ice cream parlor. What a great name, right?
Crematorium.
Yeah. Ice cream and candy. That's what she said she wants to do there. I was a little bummed, though, because when we stopped, I was like, I'm going to geek out a little bit and see if I can get my picture and everything because I listen to her podcast all the time.
Yeah.
But she was not working that day. So I was a little bummed, but I bought a couple books and I bought a Bigfoot figurine because I love Bigfoot. And
it's funny. I was going to say, did you buy something with Bigfoot on it? Because
I did.
I knew. Excellent. Very good.
So yeah. So I didn't see Last Podcast on the Left live, but I will see them in November.
Definitely.
The other podcast that I've been listening to, and I hate it when we do this because it's like I have all of this stuff and I'm like, I need to talk about all these things. And then I'm like, I don't know what I've been doing. So I haven't been on Twitter in a while. It's been probably 3 weeks because
I really need you to get back on Twitter because there are times when
I went and looked today. I'll get back in.
You're so behind.
It was giving me mental stress for a while.
But so much happening Twitter wise.
There's, of course, I listen to the ladies from She Will Rock You. That's how a lot of any of my new music lately, I feel like, has come through them.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a couple podcasts. The newest one I've been listening to is Autumn's Oddities. It's like a true crime one, and it is a true crime and horror one, and it's very good. She does it by herself. She's a small operation, kind of like us, except she actually has ads and probably makes a little money, not just pays to do it.
Okay.
And it's really good. I highly recommend it. But the big one, the big podcast that I've been listening to, this is the podcast that got me listening to podcasts outside of stuff they don't want you to know. Because they used to be stuff they don't want you to know was more like videos on YouTube for a long time. And then they got into podcasting.
Yeah.
This is the podcast, though, that made me get into podcasts. It's called Up and Vanished with Payne Lindsay. And he's a fairly, if you listen to podcasts, you've probably heard of him, except for Matt. He doesn't know who I'm talking about. But it was the disappearance and murder of Tara Grinstead, who was a beauty queen in Ocilla, Georgia.
Okay.
And this happened in 2005. And it had been going on and going on and going on. And finally, a few years ago, they arrested somebody on the suspicion of he killed her. And there's a whole thing. I don't want to. You should go listen to the podcast. It's so good.
Okay.
And they went and they had the verdict on Friday. And they came on and did the verdict and everything. They followed the trial with the podcast. They did. It was so good. That's been the one that I have been listening to. That has been this past week. That's what I've been listening to.
So what do they do after that? It's over.
Well, they've done other seasons like in between, because this has been going on for a lot of years.
Right.
But they've done they focus on missing people, the name Up and Vanished.
Right.
But that's the one. They've had 3 or 4 seasons now. So they've had other cases that they've done. And the other cool thing about they were covering the trial of Ryan Duke. Was it Ryan? Yeah, Ryan Duke. And I won't give away the verdict or anything, but they had people there covering in the courtroom, covering the trial. And one of the ladies who was covering on behalf of Payne Lindsay and his podcast group was from Michigan.
Whoa.
Yeah, she does a podcast called Already Gone.
Oh, I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
So yeah, that's really, and then I listen to, I've really been into The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie and Katya.
haven't checked that one out.
Dude, you need to. They're
The Bald and the Beautiful?
Trixie Mattel and Katya Zamo, I think is how you say it.
Okay.
They're drag queens.
Oh, you might have told me about this.
They're so funny and so wrong, but yet so funny.
Huh. All right. Well, that's cool.
What I've been doing.
I do my typical podcast. Like I always listen to Playlist Wars. I always listen to Story Song podcasts. They have a lot of the same brain wavelengths that I have as far as like musical obsessive compulsive disorder. So I listen to those a lot. Manic Pixie Weirdo podcast is a really good one. As far as like focusing on a specific topic each time, I always am impressed, and She Will Rock You do this too. But I'm always impressed the people that do like a weekly or even bi-weekly, that they have so much information about a thing, and then they quickly switch gears, and then the next episode's on a completely different thing. And I don't know. I guess that we all kind of do that, but I don't know. I feel like that's just. I'm impressed by it. Anyway,
I feel like they're all really good at getting subjects and going for it, whereas we're really good at talking about the same thing every time we get on. So
yeah, exactly.
Your wheelhouse.
It's a different part of your brain, I guess, that functions differently. So, so I listen to those a lot. But as far as music, I've been listening to like old stuff, and we joked about Alice in Chains. I do listen to them all the time, but I've been listening to a lot of like indie Brit pop recently. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like I think it started because somebody said something might have been on Twitter about the Arctic Monkeys. And I'm a big fan. I love the Arctic Monkeys. And I think that they regularly put out good music, and they've had several albums, and their first one I think is still their best, but they put out good stuff. And so I started listening to them again to kind of remind myself, oh yeah, this is why you like them, and they're awesome. And that led me to Kaiser Chiefs. I started listening to some of those things again that I hadn't listened to since way back when. The Klaxons is another one that has some good stuff that they sound similar to Arctic Monkeys in some ways. The Fratellis, super fun bar band. Circa Waves, which I wasn't too familiar with, but they're really good. If you're into that type of sound, I recommend checking out Circa Waves because they're a good indie Brit pop style band. So I've been listening to that a lot lately, just to kind of, I think it's maybe like a palate cleanser. I don't know.
Speaking of Brit stuff, and I believe this group is from Britain. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. One group, and I haven't been focusing a lot on music lately, but on one of the radio stations I listen to, they play a lot of Wolf Alice. And I believe Wolf Alice is from London or Great Britain somewhere. I think so. But they're really good.
Yeah,
they're kind of on the rise.
They are from London.
Okay, good. I don't feel like
you were right. Yeah, they're good. And I think what's cool about one of the things that's cool about Spotify is they have a pretty good algorithm for knowing what you think you want before you know it yourself. So you type in an artist like, I don't know, Arctic Monkeys, and they do a really good job of finding things that are similar and that you would have probably thought of had you wanted to make a list. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been diving down the indie Brit pop rabbit hole for a while. But yeah, I my typical podcasts, I always listen to Drunk Theory. I always listen to, like I said, Playlist Wars. They're just consistently putting out fun, entertaining stuff. But yeah, trying to recover from my illness.
I got to catch up on both of those. I usually listen to them, but for some reason, like lately, She Will Rock You has taken a lot of those places with the stuff they've been putting out and the people they've been talking to. I've just found it that much more interesting lately. I'm not sure why.
I've noticed that your recommendations for me have leaned heavily into the female fronted groups.
I like the ladies, Matt. What can I say? I like the ladies.
And everything that you've suggested has been good. I mean,
one of the big groups lately has been Oceanator. Oh man, they're good.
Yeah,
they're
Oceanator.
Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
There was a band and I'm not going to remember the name of it. It's two ladies from England, and actually Chael from Twitter posted a website or posted a video of them, and it was so fun. It was really almost like if you had a really good pop rock duo and you crossed it with like, I don't know, the Olsen twins. I don't know, but it's just a really weird, cool song. And that made me listen to a couple other ones. I'll have to find it, and we can post a link to when we post this episode. But, yeah, if you were on Twitter, you would know what I was talking about.
I'm going to get back on Twitter. I'm going to get back out there again and try.
People miss you. They need their Jace.
They come up with a few witty one-liners. So
yeah, exactly.
So that's what we've been doing. But I feel like we probably need to wrap this up. And since when we're done with this, I am going to bed. We should probably wrap this up with bed talk. That's right. Now imagine the beginning of Papa Was a Rolling Stone. That's how I enter the bedroom to go to bed.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. I walk slowly to the beat. My dog looks up at me like, you again? I'm like, yeah, I sleep here every night.
Boom, boom.
Amy's out like a light. Done. She's probably asleep 2 hours ago. I'm going to roll up in there and I'm going to climb in my bed. I'm going to pass out. Really, that's what's going to happen. I know you were hoping for something a little more exciting, but it's Sunday night and we have to work in the morning tomorrow. What do you want from me? No, but I just think that we should pass along because we followed the science through COVID.
Yep.
And I just want to say in this episode of Bed Talk that my bed can help your partner not get COVID.
Exactly. You are living proof of that.
I am the one sample size where the partner didn't get COVID from the other person who did. So you should get a bed like mine. And when I remember what that is, I'll say it on here so they can give it to me for free.
Yeah.
Because who wouldn't want a bed that wouldn't give you COVID?
Exactly. I think every house in America should have at least one of them, if not two. And I'm willing to bet there are many, many anecdotes of people who share a bed that's not like your bed who did give each other COVID.
Give each other COVID.
100%.
See, science is right once again.
Yep.
In this sample size of one, Jace's bed did not give COVID to his partner, Amy.
Yep. And Mindy
you
and
can
I
take
share
that
a bed and we got COVID.
To the bank. Yeah. You and Mindy,
so
you gave her COVID. Or
proves it.
Or did she give you COVID? How did that work?
I'm gonna just say she gave it to me because that makes me feel better. But I probably
because she's not on this, so she can't defend herself. So way to go, Mindy. Thanks. She'll never listen, so it doesn't matter. Amy will listen to this and go, "Really, really, Jace, really? This is what you're going to talk about?"
I know. Do they love it or do they hate it when you mention your family on the podcast?
Both. It depends what I'm saying.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. You do have to be specific there.
The fact that I kept Bed Talk to we didn't give Amy COVID, she'll be happy that we just left it there.
Excellent.
Yeah. But I will say in this episode of Bed Talk, just to wrap it up, my bed is the best bed to ever watch TV in, ever.
Yeah.
Hands down, because I can put my head up and watch TV, and I can literally fall asleep in my bed like it's a lazy boy. This is the perfect bed for a man of a certain age who likes to stay up way too late watching Expedition Bigfoot or Bob's Burgers. Just saying. Perfect. And that does it for Bed Talk this week.
So coming up, we have still working on a couple interviews that we want to get to. And
I have a ton more. Schedule's completely thrown to the wind. I've actually reached out to 3 other people. We became new members of another Radio X alumni group, and they know about the podcast. So I've kind of put some feelers out there to talk to some people who might even be older than me about the Radio X days, which would have been WBKX days.
Yeah, and there's actually
a WPX
documentary being made that includes our old college radio station.
Yeah, called 35,000 watts of... Actually, not of power. It's just 35,000 watts. The story of college radio.
So we'll be talking more about that when we have more information. Right now, we've just been apprised of the fact that it exists, but we'll definitely
there's a web page
discussing that.
Did you know there's a World College Radio Day?
I did. I don't know what it is, but I remember last year thinking we should say something about it, and then we didn't. Yeah. So we've got that coming up, some interviews with some of our buddies from the old college radio station, which are always fun. We can listen to their musical memories of the shows that they did and some of the things that happened behind the scenes as well. We're going to be doing another episode of Songs That Don't Make Sense because I have some lists going of that and much more fun. We appreciate you listening. If you like what you heard, feel free to give us a rating. You can rate us on Spotify now. You can rate us on the Apple. You can rate us on
Good Pods.
You can rate us on Podchaser. You can rate us in a boat. You can rate us with a goat.
Do you like my hat? I do not like your hat.
I do not like your hat.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. This is X Radio X.
Good night. And there we go. Woo. Here I thought we'd hit it at about an hour. It's an hour 22.
Wow. About nothing.
About nothing.
That's pretty fun, though.
This was the Seinfeld of episodes.